Hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 170 of the Karen Knits podcast. My name is Karen, and I'm coming to you from South Central Pennsylvania, where I live, where I work, where I knit, and where I get into all kinds of other crafting shenanigans. Today is Saturday, July 29th, 2023. How did July disappear? It's August almost. Anyway, it's hot. If I look all red and flushed and warm, I'm melting. I hate the heat. Ugh, I'm not a fan of the heat. Air conditioning in our apartment is not the greatest. It's a large apartment, it's very long, and the HVAC unit is way at that end of the apartment, and I'm way at this end of the apartment, and it just doesn't have the oomph to push the cold air all the way down here. So it's warm. Anyway, and my genetics are Nordic. I grew up in Canada. Give me the cold any day. Give me the cold weather. You can always put another layer on. You can put a nice warm sweater on. Only so much you can take off in the summer before you get arrested. So anyway, we're going through a really hot spell right now. It was mid-90s Fahrenheit yesterday and the day before. Probably even before that. The real feel, or whatever they call it, with the factoring in the humidex, it felt like 104, 106 degrees over the last few days. It's only in the high 80s today, but it's still hot. Ugh. And muggy. Looks like we might be getting a storm again later on today. There's clouds all over the place. We had a humdinger of a thunderstorm last night. It was pretty good. Didn't last long. Temperature dropped about 10 degrees, 15 degrees, but it was still muggy out. Anyway, enough complaining about the weather. There's nothing I can do about it. So this week I have 3 finished objects to show you and 2 new projects. Only 2 of those 5 are knitting. I have gone down the diamond painting rabbit hole badly. It's more comfortable, to be honest, it's more comfortable to work on in the heat than holding yarn and trying to get yarn moving across my hot sticky fingers. So the diamond painting is, I'm doing a lot of that lately because it's not as melty. Just drinking water, keeping hydrated, drinking lots of water. So my first finished object are another pair of sort of shorty socks. If I can get that sock blocker under control. I love them. I love these. These are the toe-up sort of shorty socks that I've been obsessively knitting this year. And I absolutely love them. Toes, they're toe-up, what I call sort of shorties, because they're not long, they're not really like shorty socks. Bare yarn for the toes. Then I do plain stockinette for 55 rounds, which is just the right length before I need to start increasing the gusset stitches for my foot size. Cast on, I'm 64. Heel turn, slip stitch, heel flap, gusset increasing before, and then I do 25 rounds in plain stockinette, and then I switch to a 2x2 ribbing until I completely run out of the yarn. And I'm using 50 gram, this is the 50 gram skein of yarn. I'll tell you about the yarn in a little bit more in just a second. And then I come back and do 2, maybe 3 rounds of 2x2 ribbing in the bare yarn and then bind off. So the yarn I'm using for this, again, I bought 50 gram skein, a set of I think 5 or 6 50 gram skeins of yarn. There was a sale on with Hue Loco a while back. So this was one of the skeins from that set that I bought. And the colorway is Heatwave. And how appropriate is that this week? So the colorway is Heatwave. It is a, put my glasses on so I can read this. I think it's a 80/20 superwash merino and nylon. It is 50 grams or 200 yards. And I love the way this worked out. It had slight spiraling effect until it got messed up when I did the gusset increasing. I love that little spiraling effect, especially in socks. I love that. I think it just looks really, really pretty. So that's my knitting finished object for the week. I thought, and last week when I saw you last, I was like only midway along the foot. I wasn't ready for the gusset increasing yet. I was probably about halfway along the foot. So I got a goodly bit of progress done on this. The other project that I have still on my needles is my Penguono, and I have no desire to touch that right now. It's too hot, too sticky. No, the thought of holding two strands of sport weight together and trying to figure out how to maneuver this big pile of fabrics. I'm on the sleeves now. I can't. I can't. So my newest cast on, I'll show you the knitting stuff first and then we'll do diamond painting, because if you're not interested in that, then you're good to escape. But I have started just started this morning, and these are the beginnings of my toes for my August Sorta Shorty socks. And again, the August, ooh, there's a limo out there. There's a big long limo out there. Couldn't see what was on the back. Anyway, I'm so distracted by shiny things. Oh my goodness. Anyway, let's get back on track. So the yarn I'm going to be using for that is part of this 12 Days of Christmas Advent calendar. And what this is, it's by Orlando Fiber Art. And it is also 12-day Advent. And it has 12 50-gram skeins of yarn. And I bought it partway through December. I just had too much else going on in December, so I wasn't able to get started with any of that. So I didn't open any of it, and decided what to do is open one box each day of the year, or each month of the year. So far I've done 7 pair of sorta shorty socks with the Advent yarn. The whole stack is here, and these are the toes for my August socks. So I won't be opening the August yarn until the 1st of August. I'll be patient. I'll wait. I won't touch that. I'll get the toes done in advance, and then once August 1st rolls around, I'm ready to start knitting with those. But in the meantime, the yarn will stay hidden in the box, the number 8 box in the large box here. So it'll wait patiently for me for a few more days. I'm excited to see what the color is. I'm hoping for a lightly variegated, but I don't know. It kind of looks like we go from a semi-solid to slightly variegated speckly to semi-solid to slightly variegated. Variegated, is that a word? I don't think so. Lightly speckled. So I'm kind of hoping that August is another lightly speckled yarn. We shall see. come back in a week and see what the yarn actually looks like. I'm also considering casting on another, well, I will be casting on another pair of sort of shorty socks. And what my plan is Freckled Whimsy had, well, first they had their 2023 self-striping Christmas or Advent yarn. They had the pre-order, they had one round of pre-order way back in March, April, something like March or April, I think it was March. Anyway, I pre-ordered the 2023 self-striping Advent sock yarn. I've never used her yarn before, or their yarn before, and I've seen a lot about it on podcasts and so on over the last quite a while, and so I want in. So I ordered that. That will be coming sometime in November-ish. But then in June, I think it was, they sent out an email saying that they were going to do a pre-order limited of the self-striping Advent sock yarn from 2022. They were going to re-release a little bit. So I'm like, I want that. So I quickly went on and I ordered the 2022 re-release of the Advent from last year, and that's on the way. I ordered it, I think it was in June. I got the email notification the other day saying that it was packaged and getting organized to go in the mail. The tracking number hasn't activated yet, so it's on. It will be arriving fairly soon. So now my plan with that is it'll be two skeins of yarn that will be each done up into two 50-gram skeins. So they're going to divide it in half. That's an ugly colored car. Oh my gosh. Oh, shiny things. Oh boy. Anyway, the plan I have for those is because I like these sort of shorty socks. I love doing my socks. Recently, I'm just absolutely enamored with doing 50-gram pair of socks with contrasting toes, heels, and a little pop of color, as Kay Litton does, a little pop of color at the cuff, at the top of the cuff. What I want to do with these is, because I think it'll work out perfectly, to divide both of the Advent skeins into make two pair of socks out of the 100 grams. So I will have the first half like Advent socks number 1 and Advent socks number 2, sort of shorties. So I'll have like the equivalent of December 1st through 12th in one pair of socks, and then the equivalent of 13 to 24 in the second pair of socks. It should work. So what I will do is when I get to the end of the 12th, let me backtrack a little bit, get your words together, Karen. I will do the toes in bare, and then I will start with day 1, do my 55 rounds plus the 20 rounds for the gusset increasing. I think I have a sneeze coming. Okay, I think I got myself under control now. I think. I shall edit the sneezing out. You do not need to hear me. You do not need to hear my sneezing. It's loud. Anyway, so I will do the 55 rounds plus the 20 rounds for the gusset increasing. Then I'll do the heel turn and heel flap in bare, and then I'll continue up the leg until I'm done the end of day 12 of the yarn. I'll cut the yarn, and then I'll see how far I go up the leg before I hit day 12. If I go 25 rounds, then I'm perfect to continue on doing the cuff. I'll play it by ear. I'll see how far it goes. because for me to do 12 or all 24 colors, the sock is going to be too long for my leg. I don't particularly like overly long socks. They don't fit my leg well. So I'm going to try to figure out how to make it work with doing two. I'm going to split the advent in half. Half for the first sock, the second half of the 24 days to the second pair of socks. Stay tuned, see how that works. This is an experiment. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping it works, because in that way with the self-striping advent socks, I will be able to get 2 pair of socks out of each of the skeins. And it should work, unless I'm completely messed up and I don't know that there's more than 24 stripes in there, or that it starts to repeat or something. If someone is more familiar with them, you can let me know. But otherwise, that's what I'm going to try to do. So stay tuned, see how that works. So those are my upcoming projects. I don't think I'm going to cast on anything larger because it's just too darn hot. I'm just uncomfortable in this heat. Yuck. I possibly will get back to doing dishcloths. The 5 that I made a couple months ago, or a month or 2 ago, I took all of those to Manitoba with me, and my sister's she doesn't use knit dishcloths, so she didn't get or want any of them. I took them to my mom. She loves hand knit dishcloths, and she gave 2 of the 5 to a couple friends of hers. She gave one of the dishcloths to her friend Mary, the one that I did the scarf for, and she gave a second dishcloth to her friend Elsie, who lives in the same, all 3 of them live in the same apartment complex. And then the other 2 she's going to keep for herself, or she can give them to someone else, whatever. So I took those, so now I have none of them left. So if I want dishcloths for myself, I'm going to have to make some more. So I think I might cast on another dishcloth once I'm done my toes on here. Although I think I might get 2 sets of sort of shorty toes done, so that I'm ready to cast on the advent yarn once that arrives. I think that's the plan. So I'll get 2 sets so when you see me next week, I'll have the 2 toes. Hopefully I will have some progress on the August socks, and hopefully I'll have some progress on the Christmas or the Advent 2022 socks. We shall see. And maybe some dishcloths. So, and probably more diamond painting. Who am I kidding? There will be more diamond painting. So that segues over to my other finished objects, which are my diamond paintings. So if you remember last week, I had started and I showed you my first one I did, and I was down to about somewhere in this neighborhood. I don't remember exactly where I was, but it was a good part of it was done. And so I finished that off, and I love it. I had also ordered another diamond painting. I'm trying to figure where to stick that so it doesn't fall down and get hurt. I showed you a picture of the other one that I ordered, and I started and finished it. I have fallen down the rabbit hole hard. So the farther back this is, the more detail you see. I really like this one. It's kind of a wintry house castle kind of looking design. And I really enjoyed working on this one. And I like the size. It is 30 by 40 centimeters, which is roughly 12 by 16 inches-ish, I think. I didn't do the conversion, but it's somewhere in that neighborhood. And so since I finished that one, of course, what else do you do? But I think I finished that one in 2 days. When I go all in, I go all in. 100%. So once I finished that one, I thought, okay, I'm gonna take a little breath, and I took a day off, and then I ordered a third one. But I'm only gonna order them one at a time, and I won't order the next one until I finish the current one. So and this will slow down once school gets started up again too. So since I finished the blue house castle-y kind of one, I ordered another one. And this one is, it's a bouquet of peonies. And I've started some of it. And this arrived on Thursday, I think. And I've done some. You can see that the top part and part of the flowers are done. And again, you can see the little symbols, I hope, for what the parts that are not done. But I am thoroughly enjoying this still. I'm trying to slow down a little bit so that I don't completely burn myself out on doing these. And these are not, I'm not buying expensive kits. These ones are in the neighborhood of $8 to $12 each. So they're not expensive. I think what I'm going to do is, because they're an oddball size, I think what I'll probably do is get like an artist's folio kind of thing to keep them in. Because I don't think I'm going to be getting frames for each of them, because that'll get very pricey, because I don't think they are like a standard frame size. I'll research that, but I don't think they're a standard frame size. So what I'll probably do is maybe get one framed, and then I can switch them out, especially if I keep getting the 30 by 40, which that's what the second one is also. The peonies is also a 30 by 40 centimeter image. So I probably won't be framing them. I'll probably buy like a folio type thing to keep them in. And then I can just flip through it and look at them and see how pretty they are. And it gives me a way to store them as well. I think that's the plan. Not 100% sure, but I think that's the plan. So I gotta put something on there. My fan is blowing the plastic, and I can hear the plastic flapping, the little cover on it, and it was annoying me. So other than that, I'm trying to think what else is news. Not much. Trying to stay cool. It's not working. So we're getting closer to the school semester starting. Once August rolls around, I'm going to be starting to spend more time making sure I've got things prepared for the upcoming semester, making sure the course syllabus are ready for each of my classes. 2 of them have a new textbook, so I'm going to have to tweak a lot of things in the syllabus and in the course material and like the teaching materials and so on. So I plan on getting started, start doing some work on that next week. Just so I'm not sitting there on Sunday afternoon, the day before classes start, in a panic trying to get it done. I do not need to give myself that kind of pressure. I really don't. So I plan on getting a head start on that over the next couple weeks. Hubby and I have a little mini conference thing to go to next week. And I should be able to have some vanilla knitting time available to me during that, I hope. And I have a dental appointment on Tuesday. I go for a periodontist appointment for just a semi-annual cleaning. So that's on Tuesday. I have another all-day professional development workshop thing online the following week. Things are starting to ramp up towards school. Need to call and make a hair appointment just so she can trim this and shorten it up. I want to keep my hair this, for the time being, I want to keep it this this length and this style. I love it. It's grown on me. I absolutely love it. But I'm going to get an appointment, and I think I'll probably start going into seeing her every 6 to 8 weeks. Probably go 8 weeks this time between cuts and see if that's okay. I made an appointment for a blood donation. That's on Saturday the 19th of August. So I'll do another Power Red donation. Finally eligible again to do that because you can only go every 4 months. So that's coming up on the 19th. I have a doctor's appointment, just a regular, I go twice a year for a checkup with my doctor, so I'll have to go in the week before and just get basic blood work done to check cholesterol, glucose, blah, 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 all that stuff. Liver function, kidney function, all that kind of stuff. So I go in there before I see my doctor, and then if there's any concerns, he has the results and we can talk about it then. I don't expect any concerns. I don't expect any problems. Whatever, it should be just fine. Otherwise, I think that's it. If that's not it, it's enough. So anyway, I shall let you go. So hopefully next week you'll see some progress on 2 pair of socks and maybe a dishcloth. And I'll probably have the peony painting done. And then I was eyeing up a Christmassy design with cardinals on it. Maybe that'll be the next one I order. I've got it narrowed down to 2 that I want to order next. I just get them on Amazon, and they're like between $8 and $12. So they're not expensive. So I think I'll get those. I'll get another one, just one at a time. I'll try to show a tiny bit of restraint. And I won't order the next one until the peonies are done. I'll keep telling myself that. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up and let you go. Yeah, I'll let you go. Alrighty, take care everyone, and I'll see you guys again in a week. Bye.